Welcome to Rick's Corner, brought to you by Old School Labs, the brand I trust and the only one I put my name to. Use my code DRASIN12 on the link below.
Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
I wanted to tell you that I came up with another video actually, of Dave Draper back in '87 when he did an interview for a magazine company. And I think it's pretty good. I think you're really going to like it. So let's put it on now and you can have a look at it and see what you think for yourself. It's pretty darn good. Hope everyone's doing okay through this thing. I hope your energy level's up. Mine goes up and down, but I'm trying to keep it up. All right, watch this.
To the modern bodybuilder, winning the Mr. America title would mean prestige, status, and income from seminars and endorsements. But in 1965, when Dave Draper won the title, bodybuilding was looked upon as a freak show, with only a small subculture of hardcore bodybuilders understanding or caring what the Mr. America title really meant.
In those days, it wasn't recognized by the public with great respect or admiration. I was pleased amongst that group of people that participated in a small group of people that were in bodybuilding. This is 20-some years ago. I won Mr. America in 1965. There was that sense of glory with it then, but amongst the public, I felt a self-consciousness and an embarrassment, being a large person, and people would notice me in crowds and have unkind things to say rather than encouraging things to say. And
yet Dave did benefit from the publicity. After winning the Mr. Universe title in 1966, he secured a co-starring role in the film Don't Make Waves with Tony Curtis. His performance led to a contract with MGM and roles in television shows such as The Monkees and the Beverly Hillbillies. But Dave was growing deeply disenchanted with Hollywood and its sometimes superficiality. This, of course, was years before such roles as Rambo and Commando brought muscle men to the screen in a positive, heroic light.
Bodybuilding wasn't such a term as it is right now. Now it's a very popular term. Then you were a guy who lifted weights, or a more popular term in those days, back in the 60s, was a musclehead. And that was not so much fun to live with and to deal with. And the parts that were available to you through Hollywood were parts that portrayed you as a musclehead, not a heroic image such as the Commando or a Rambo.
By nature a shy, independent person, Dave started bodybuilding at 12 years of age, being too small for football and other team sports. So he found solace in the hard and instant gratification of training with weights.
By the time I was 15 and 16, I noticed that there was some development taking, that I had shoulders, and I was getting remarks from my wrestling coach in high school and from just my mates and peers. And then I started to notice by 17 that there was definitely a broadening of the shoulders and a narrowing of the hips, and that this was, I started to appreciate this, and this motivated me to just continue it, never having an aspiration to go for any competition, still not having seen the magazines or aware of the giants of that day.
Needing to escape the fast-lane lifestyle of Los Angeles and Hollywood, Dave moved to scenic Santa Cruz, a small artistic town nestled next to the stunning Pacific. Moving to a small town did not allow Dave to escape his own demons, though.
As I was in the process of becoming a Mr. America star and Mr. Universe and heading towards becoming Mr. World, which I won in 1970, I also became involved in drugs and marijuana and some of the common street drugs. And this I noticed as being just so common and everyday that it didn't seem right or wrong. It just seemed part of the lifestyle that was going on in Venice, California, and Los Angeles area, where was putting my years together. There was a period of 20 years, up until 44 years ago, that I was constantly under the influence of some mind-altering drug, and finally succumbing to it 4 years ago with congestive heart failure, where I needed to go to the emergency ward in Dominican Hospital and be immediately put into an intensive care unit for attention for progressive heart failure. And I looked at my life at that time. I was down to a half a bottle of vodka and two friends that were willing to take me to the emergency ward if I agreed. And my family had diminished, and although they loved me and stood by me, I had put them aside. This was 4 years ago, and I spent up until these days in the process of recuperating. And there was a time when the lines that show that you're alive or dead would become very faint in the hospital. And it's not a war story that I'm bringing out. It's I hope that the viewers will understand that I went through that, and it was maybe 2 years ago that I was still having trouble ordering a ham sandwich at a delicatessen. I couldn't make up my mind, and I didn't have the money to buy it if I had made up my mind. But there has been some enormous amount of recovery that's taken place because of friends that, after I went through my initial stages of recovery, stood by my side and gathered around me and helped me.
The future seems bright for a renewed and revitalized Dave Draper. The blonde bomber, as he is known throughout the world, has felt the full weight of the fame and glory so many seek. With his personal and spiritual life firmly intact, Dave is focusing on creating, learning, and growing.
I just couldn't be more pleased with my life the way it is turning out and what's before me in the way of opportunity. And it's just so much of a thrill and a challenge to me these days, and so much appreciation because I was in such a pocket and so near death at one time.
Hope you enjoyed the video brought to you by Old School Labs. Use my discount code DRASIN12 on the link below at oldschoollabs.com. Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drasin, personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world, and I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrasin.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interest as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.